In these passages, Sri Aurobindo describes the master idea of India. And the first thing we see is that the principle, the essential intention of Indian culture was extraordinarily high, ambitious and noble, the highest indeed that the human spirit can conceive. What can be a greater idea of life than that which makes it a development of the spirit in man to its most vast, secret, and high possibilities? A culture that conceives of life as a movement of the eternal in time, of the universal in the individual, of the infinite in the finite, of the divine in man, or holds that man can become not only conscious of the eternal and the infinite, but live in its power and universalize, spiritualize and divine himself by self-knowledge. What greater aim can be for the life of man than to grow by an inner and outer experience till he can live in God, realize his spirit, become divine in knowledge, in will, and in the joy of his highest existence? And that is the whole sense of the striving of Indian culture. The master idea that has governed the life, culture, social ideals of the Indian people has been the seeking of man for his true spiritual self and the use of life, subject to a necessary evolution, first of his lower physical, vital, and mental nature, as a frame and means for that discovery, and for man's ascent from the ignorant natural into the spiritual existence. Politics, society, economics are the natural field of the two first and grosser parts of human aim and conduct recognized in the Indian system, interest and hedonistic desire. Dharma, the higher law, has nowhere been brought more than partially into this outer side of life, and in politics to a very minimum extent. The coordination or true union of the collective outward life with moksha, the liberated spiritual existence, has hardly even been conceived or attempted, much less anywhere succeeded in the past history of the yet hardly adult human race. This much endeavor, however, she did make with persistence and patience, and it gave a peculiar type to her social polity. It is perhaps for a future India to found the status and action of the collective being of man on the realization of the deeper spiritual truth, the yet unrealized spiritual potentialities of our existence, and so ensoul the life of her people as to make it the Leela of the greater self in humanity, a conscious communal soul and body of Virat, the universal spirit.